All right, we're looking at a very exciting car today, and it's a new Nissan Sentra, which goes up against the Civic, which goes up against the Corolla. It's a subcompact sedan, even though it's not so compact anymore because it's actually quite big. It's like the size of an old Altima, I guess. It's got a lot of space, it's got a huge trunk, it's supposed to get great fuel economy, and it's just practical. So let's go over what they've changed. Okay, so first thing is the design. It's all new for 2026. It's not like the old Sentra. Well, I guess it's a little bit like it, but the main thing is the new V-motion grille is what they call it. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not quite like the SR, which is over there, which has a full black grille. I think I prefer this. It's also now a fastback instead of a normal 3-box sedan, which old Sentras were. It's more sporty, I guess. So the exterior is more in the eye of the beholder. Either like it or you don't. But the big thing is this interior, which is massively improved compared to the old one. Now you have two 12.3-inch screens right next to each other. Very nice setup, very slick. The touchscreen is quick, it works fast, all the controls fall right to hand. And you have driving modes and all these things. And honestly, the most impressive thing to me isn't even just the screens. The screens are actually nice and low. They don't protrude into the driving bit of your eyesight. It's just right there. What I do like is the material choices and the color choices in here are very nice. It's actually a reasonably quality interior. This is the SL trim, so it's the top of the line. Pricing isn't announced, but I'm guessing you're gonna be in your mid 30 grand range for this, probably closer to 40s. It's a nice interior. All the materials are nice. All the touch points are good. This is like really nice. And there's also, Nissan has called these zero gravity seats for years now. The seats are supple, soft, but I couldn't tell you how they are on a long road trip because that's a different thing. But from here, really nice. What I do want to show you is the back seat. Now this is very exciting because look how much room I have. And this back seat is genuinely soft. It's not like a church pew, which like a lot of them are. You sink into the seat, there's a nice recline. I have plenty of headroom. I'm a tall torso guy, so actually it's hard for me to have headroom in back seats. Lots of headroom. I feel like I could be back here for a long time. It's actually such a great 4-passenger runabout. And I guess there is a middle seat, which is not as nice. So you should just stay in this seat, which is very nice and so soft. Every time I get into it, that's a good 4-passenger car. And then, let's go farther back. There's an even bigger trunk. 14.3 cubic inches, same as before, but the opening is 50 millimeters wider and it's absolutely massive. You could fit so many things in here. You could fit your hopes and dreams. You could fit a small suspension bridge, or you could fit, I don't know, a lot of groceries, boring shit like that. So last thing back at the front is you got powertrain, and mechanical actually, which is identical to the previous Sentra. It's still the MR20 if you care to know the engine code of this thing. 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. You have your choice of this or like a hybrid one, that kind of stuff. All the suspension, all the other stuff is basically the same as previous gen Sentra. It's just a reskin with a bunch of new tech, with all the screens and all the stuff. It's really quite decent, but there is one more I have to show you, so let's teleport and go look at the SR trim. And now we're next to the SR. This is the sporty trim. It has slightly different dampers, slightly different E-Pass tuning, all that kind of stuff, but all the same fundamentals as the car we saw outside. In the seat pattern, like they showed me, there is SR in it, and there's an SR on the actual seat little ribbon. It's quite neat, and it looks different and aggressive. I wasn't trying to hide it. It just has this big black thing here versus like less of that on the SL. What I do want to go over a bit more is the infotainment. So what if we just hop back in? All right, now we're in the SR, which is not the SL, which is a sporty one. So you get some red accent light, you get red stitching all over the place. But basically, it's an appearance package compared to the SL. The only real mechanical difference they say is the dampers are slightly stiffer, but nothing really beyond that. What I want to do in here is look at the infotainment a bit because it's kind of new. So runs pretty quick, the responsiveness nice and crisp, the screen feels nice, there's no nav on board, it's going to be relying on Android Auto or CarPlay, and this is the new HVAC, or this might be slightly updated. Runs good, you're going to rely on CarPlay or Android Auto, has all your standard functions, but what I do like is that it's slick, all the functions here in the screen are fast, everything has a nice high refresh rate, lots of things to show you, feels pretty modern, feels pretty nice. Honestly, compared to Corolla and Civic, pretty big improvement, because the Corolla just has this little screen that looks honestly terrible, and the Civic screen is also small, it's a bit slick, but this now has the class-leading infotainment, if I'm being honest, because both the other cars are just sort of behind the times. I do enjoy that you have a proper shift knob. You can actually just toss it in a D, when you go and park, you can angrily toss it in park when you pull up to Albertsons. and buy your groceries, and you know, driving mode selector, all that stuff. Nice usable infotainment, about as much features as the other cars, honestly. It's just, this segment just isn't packed with stuff in the infotainment. You don't have, you know, onboard nav, you don't have a lot of that stuff, not at this level at least. So you have physical buttons here for camera, surround view camera, so that's standard. So here's a couple standard things that are really nice. Adaptive cruise is standard on all Sentras, which is really great actually, because adaptive cruise is a great feature. And surround view camera, you get all this stuff. It's quite nice. You can see 360 all around, really useful for parking, really nice. Overall, great little interior space. Honestly, pretty chill, pretty good, and actually convincingly feels a little more upscale than a Civic or a Corolla. That's the Sentra. Lots of evolution, lots of revolution, honestly. I think the interior is very different to before. The screens are really nice and really competitive, and the actual entire space is super competitive with the segment. Like I was saying with the Corolla and the Civic, you just get more stuff. I think the Civic's interior is still a little slicker with that aluminum grille. I like that a lot, but definitely nicer than Corolla. And I think the comfort level is really high in here with the seats and the rear seats and the huge trunk. Overall, a really good car. We haven't driven it yet. That'll happen later. So until then, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.